Hi everybody, Gisele Grenier here from artplace.ca. In today's video, I'm going to be taking one of my Book of Backgrounds pieces, chopping it up, and creating kind of upcycling into something else. But I'm going to be, well, you know what? It's hard to explain. Let me just show you what I'm going to do. So this is the piece that I have, and it did take a little bit of prep because I had to compose it properly. So I cut it up. Basically, I got an ETC, well, a little bit smaller than ATC size, two small pieces. These I'm going to put aside. I'm looking at that. So what I want to do is I'm going to paint the background. I want to push this color turquoise, and because I use crackle paint on here, it'll give a bit of a different effect. So this stencil, this is the Americana Decor stencil. It's called Bees and Birds. So there's this one, and then there's this one, and I'm going to use this one. So what I want to do is I want to stencil that on there, black silhouette, and then I'm going to stencil the bird on that, and then I'm going to put that on top, and I'm going to put a piece of cardboard underneath so it's raised, so it'll be dimensional. Gonna see if it works. Have no idea if it's gonna work. So I've got my palette prepared, and what I have is Decor Media Fluid Acrylics, Phthalo Green on the blue side, Cerulean Blue, Carbon Black, and Titanium White. Yes, I'm using colors from my extended palette. And Cerulean Blue, if you don't have Cerulean Blue, you can make something similar with Titanium White, and then adding a little bit of Phthalo Blue and a specky of Phthalo Green on the blue side. Okay, and Carbon Black is just when I go to the edges, I want to darken it a speck. And I want it to be a little bit more opaque, which is why I'm pulling in black. And then I'm also going to finish the edges using a mixture of Brilliant Turquoise and Black Shimmer Decor Metallic Luster. This is a wax finish. And I've got the matte medium on here to act as my glue, because Joe stole my battery from my Ryobi glue gun, so I don't have a glue gun to use. He stole my battery. So he stole my battery and he stole my masking tape. That's two, Joe. Let's work with this. So, and my chair is squeaky. This is a new chair. It's a new chair that Joe bought me. That's three. So I'm going to get a synthetic brush, and so I'm going to paint the background. I want to really boost this up, the brilliance of this, and I want to look at a turquoise color. When I had just finished teaching a 7-day color mixing course and challenge, and in there my eye was leading towards all the colors everybody was making that had turquoise. Alizarin crimson was one, and turquoise. I love the turquoise colors and cerulean colors, so I'm going to use that. So to create my mixture first, cerulean blue, and I don't think I have enough paint on here. Cerulean blue, I'm going to make it a little bit more green with phthalo green. And there's no formula for this. I want to take cerulean blue, which is a blue that leans towards green. I want to make it even more green and more transparent using phthalo green, that's on the blue side. And then what I want to do is I want to lighten it with a little bit of titanium white. And this is nowhere near enough paint. Now if I wanted this to remain transparent, I could add a little bit of matte medium in this. More white in the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to putting the paint in here till I run out on the brush. It was more than enough paint. Now I get a paper towel, wipe off the excess. So I want to keep all this interesting stuff in here. Wanted to get to it before it dried, but yeah, using matte medium would have definitely helped with the drying time. Would extend it. Okay, so perfect. So the color went all inside the cracks. So now that I have that done, ideally what I want to do is I want to let this dry, add a coat of matte medium to seal that so it doesn't change any colors, because going inside the cracks takes a little bit longer to dry. Because we're on video and I don't want to waste any time, I'm going to apply the matte medium right to this right away to create a barrier layer. barrier layers, think of a piece of glass in between layers of paint, and it allows a lot of light to shine through. It's quite beautiful. Da, 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 da. Now I'm gonna go over there. The extension, I don't use extension cords for the heat gun. It doesn't reach, so I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna dry this and be right back. A speck of black and a little bit of white, which grays it down. Lovely. Tap on a paper towel. All right, so I'm going to be putting that on in circles now and making sure that it's always has a soft edge. This brush is leaning towards one side. I think the bristles are wearing down. They're on an angle. Yeah, they're leaning towards one side. So I'm just working my way in. I mean, I can apply this with my finger as well. What you'll find too when you put like that medium on there, you'll find that the actual, this part is really easy. So I can do this, and I can even use my finger, which actually looks a little bit better than the brush. Just make sure that the paint that you're using is non-toxic, and wash your hands right away. Oh yeah, I like this. I like that. Finger paint. Put that brush away. Much nicer with the fingers. You don't have to use your fingers. I just like the look of it. Except when it comes to the color mixing. And because the matte medium is under there, it makes the blending really nice. So I can take a little bit of the matte medium as well, and I can, if I want to have even more blending, just put the matte medium right in there. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, my fingers are starting to hurt. When it's matte medium, and when that dries on your fingers, creates a second skin. Get my number 8 bristle brush. That never fails me. I have an IKEA stand. It's a little the trolley. And I've got little red buckets on there where I have all my brushes. So I got chaos chewing one of my brushes. So now I had to lift them all up. And since moving to this smaller room, we had to move her kitty cat condo downstairs, so now she just has a little box, but I had to put a blanket over in the corner of the desk for her to lay down. And yeah, so she'd leave me alone, because now we're getting to the colder weather and she's always wants to cuddle. I mean, this is sweet, but when I'm trying to do videos, it's annoying. And then when I try to shove her, she gets mad. She gets really mad. Okay, add a little bit. Oops, too much black. Too much black. Let's get rid of some of that. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to take the heat gun to this, dry this, another coat of matte medium, and then we're going to really darken the edges, and then we're going to do some stenciling. Whatever you want to stencil with. And actually, I have the carbon black out there. I'm going to take the carbon black with a little bit of the green, and just so it's not so dull. Black can be really, really dull. Pounce on a paper towel. And when doing this part here, sometimes I'll come back in and just paint it. This brush is shedding. That's a pet peeve I have with these bristle brushes, that they shed. Drives me bonkers. Brushes shedding is natural, but sometimes they shed just a little too much. The stencils, I don't even worry now so much about putting them in the tub of water because of the animals. If you can do that, just put your stencils in tub of water until you're ready to clean them. What I do is I just go by the window, open the window, and I put rubbing alcohol on this with a plastic scrubby. Comes clean, easy peasy, and then I just rinse it. I made up some more paint, except this time I didn't add any white. And I just going to deepen this a bit and create it quite roughly. And I'm inspired with this. I'm just looking outside. I think we're ready for our first snowfall. I was going to use a cosmetic sponge for this, but I wanted to try to start using more supplies that are like generic, because not everybody can find cosmetic sponges. I'm going to try using more generic stuff. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that, like that. Doesn't fit with the rest of the painting, but I like it. I'm going to soften that a little bit. And as you just keep going round and round and round, by the time, because I'm using such very little paint, removing most of it, it just gets darker and darker and darker. I can start working right away on this. So I'm going to take black. I'm going to do some color mixing with this metallic stuff. Okay, that's dried out a little bit. So what I have to do is I have to add a little bit of water. Where's the hole? Oops. This stuff is also mixes well with the color, mixes well with water. I'll put the turquoise on first, the brilliant turquoise, then I'll come back with the black. What you intend on starting off with sometimes doesn't always pan out. Sometimes you get something better, and I'm thinking I like this better, but I am going to add the black though, because it's a what if. I may like this better. What if I like it better with the black? I don't want to contaminate that one. Oh, I like the black too, right on the very edge. Whoopsie. And you got to be careful removing it with a paper towel because you don't want to burnish it. So I want to get baby wipe and carefully remove it. There we go. We'll let that dry. Okay, that's really pretty. So I'm going to get a clean paper towel now, clean and dry. A regular cloth would be better for this, and I'm just going to rub the edges, which will burnish it, and then make it brighter. There we go. So now you can varnish this. You just have to be careful to use little pressure. All right. And the cardboard, I'm thinking I'm going to cut that a little bit thinner. I mean, you can buy these pop dot thingies as well, but that's just something else to buy. If you can do it yourself. There we go. So I'm looking at it like that. All right. I'm going to go downstairs after this until not tell Joe, I'm going to go take my stuff back. You know what? No, it's not visible. I was worried that it would be visible. You want to make sure it's small enough for that so some of the bird shows through. You can paint this too if you want. It's not critical. And you want it basically to be able to give you a good base for the card. And I'm just putting a little bit of the matte medium in to create another seal. This dries transparent. So now you have to decide what kind of finish do you want. Do you want a glossy finish? Do you want a matte finish? And this is where you can choose how you want to varnish it. You can use the matte medium as a kind of like a makeshift varnish as well. My high gloss varnish. This is the Duraclear high gloss varnish. Grab my varnish brush, and I don't want to overwork the edge where the wax metallic is. I have to check. I don't think they do, but I have to check. I don't think DecoArt has made a varnish for the media line. I don't think they have. I just don't want to overwork the edge. And you know what I just realized? I don't varnish with gloss before photography, because that's what you have to deal with. Oh, woe is me. But you know what I do? Cheat. Varnish matte on top of that, then revarnish with gloss after the photography. So you guys thought I was a really good photographer, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go get my glue gun. Okay. Varnish that one after. Just have to put a little bit of pressure until it's sealed. You can also do that, and that'll make it flat. Now you may get a little bit of curling up there. If the cards, like the background, this was all I had to make it on, was just mixed media paper. But if you're going to do stuff like this, like if I were to make this again for, let's say, a commission or a gift or a prize, I would use thicker cardboard to create this. Oh, I used the wrong brush. I think I'll have to do more. So taking the high gloss and the matte medium, we're going to get satin. It's going to take a lot more of the gloss varnish though. You know what varnish is like the finish is triple thick. Oh, that stuff is beautiful. That stuff is so beautiful. And this set levels out somewhat. Make sure it gets very, and when you dry this, you need to dry it on a flat surface. But there we go. How's that, you guys? What do you think? So my question to you for this is, have you ever tried doing art like this where you've been double stenciling? I'd love to hear about what you did, like if you've ever done double stenciling. And if you've never done it, is this something you might want to try? I'd love to see pictures if you have done it. You can share that with me at the private Facebook group. The link to that is on my website at artplace.ca. So share with me if you've ever done this before, and if you haven't, if you'd consider it. All right, so there's a special surprise in the description below, so don't forget to check that out. And don't forget to thumbs up if you like the video, comment below with a surprise, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now, YouTube sometimes doesn't send out all the notifications when I post a new video. This is what my subscribers have been telling me. So the way to guarantee you get notified is hop on to artplace.ca, and on the right side I have a little box there where I send out a weekly, it's called the Creative Insider, which has contests and freebies, videos, all important stuff I want to get out there. And you can sign into that and get updates that way. All right, I'm going to let this dry. This is going to take a couple of hours to dry, and so you'll notice in the photography if it's completely flat that I ended up recovering it. But I'm going to see what I can do with this to avoid the shine. I got myself a new light box, so I'll have to see how that works. Okay, anyways, I'm done for now. I'm going to clean up and get ready for my next video. So until I see you then, stay inspired.